Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving into a math concept that honestly feels like a paradox, but it's secretly running the world all around you, from how your money grows to the physics of a simple bouncing ball. Okay, let's get right into it.
So let me start with this question. Can a process that goes on forever, with an infinite number of steps, actually add up to a final measurable result? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, let's frame this with a classic puzzle that really brings the problem to life.
Okay, picture this. You drop a ball from 27 feet. It hits the ground, and on its first bounce, it comes back up to 2/3 of that height. Then it falls again, and on the second bounce, it reaches 2/3 of the new height. Now imagine this happens over and over, infinitely. So if the ball bounces forever, does it travel an infinite distance? I mean, your gut probably says yes, but the math? The math tells a completely different story.
To crack this paradox, we have to find the secret code that's hidden in those bounces. See, there's a really powerful mathematical pattern at play here, and once you see it, the whole puzzle just unlocks.
And that pattern is what we call a geometric sequence. All it is, really, is a list of numbers where you get from one to the next by multiplying by the exact same amount every single time. And that special multiplier, we call that the common ratio, and we usually just call it R.
And you know what's cool? Building one of these is incredibly simple. You only need two ingredients: a starting number, we'll call that A, and your multiplier, R. That's it. You start with A, you multiply by R to get the second number in your list, multiply that by R to get the third, and you just keep on going. Simple as that.
Now, this is totally different from another pattern you might have heard of, the arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic is all about adding a fixed number, but geometric sequences, they're all about multiplying. And as you can see from the example, that one little difference leads to some seriously explosive exponential growth.
So we've got our list of numbers, our sequence of bounces, but the puzzle asks for the total distance the ball travels. That means we have to add up all those individual bounces. We need to turn our list into a final sum.
And when you take a geometric sequence and add up all the terms, you get what's called a geometric series. And that's the big takeaway here, A sequence is just the list of numbers, but the series is the grand total when you add them all up.
Just to show you how powerful these sums can be, let's try a famous little thought experiment. Imagine you're offered a job. On day 1, you get paid 1 penny. Day 2, 2 pennies. Day 3, 4 pennies. Your pay doubles every single day for 30 days. So, how much do you think you'd walk away with? Yep, you would have over $10 million. That's not a typo. That is the absolutely staggering power of a geometric series. Each day's pay is one number in the sequence, and your total paycheck is the sum of the series.
And the good news is, we don't have to sit here and add up all 30 days by hand. There's a really neat formula for calculating the sum of a finite series like this one. Now, it might look a little intense, but it's just using the things we already know. The first term A, the common ratio R, and N, the number of terms you're adding up.
Okay, that's all well and good, but the penny problem had a clear endpoint, 30 days. Our bouncing ball problem doesn't. It bounces an infinite number of times, so how in the world do you add up a list of numbers that literally never ends?
Well, the secret, the thing that unlocks this entire mystery, is the common ratio. For our bouncing ball, that ratio R is 2/3. And the most important fact in this whole explainer is that the absolute value of 2/3 is less than 1. This right here, this is the key.
Let me show you why that matters so much. The first bounce is 18 feet, pretty high. But by the 5th bounce, it's already less than 2.5 feet. By the 10th bounce, it's barely 1/3 of a foot off the ground. Because that ratio is less than 1, every single bounce we add to our total is smaller than the one before it. The bounces are literally shrinking away to nothing.
This incredible property has a name. It's called convergence. Whenever the absolute value of your ratio R is less than 1, the numbers you're adding get smaller so fast that even an infinite number of them will add up to a specific finite total. They converge on a single value.
And this is where the magic really happens. For a series that converges, that kind of complicated formula from before simplifies into this beautiful, elegant little equation. The sum to infinity is just the first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. That's it.
So let's solve the paradox once and for all. To get the total distance, we have to keep track of two things: the ball falling down and the ball bouncing up. The distances the ball falls create one geometric series. It starts with that first 27-foot drop. We plug that into our simple formula, and the sum of all the falling distances is 81 feet. Then, the distances the ball rises create a second series, starting with that first 18-foot bounce. That sum comes to 54 feet. So we add the total distance down, 81, and the total distance up, 54, and we get our final answer, 135 feet. An infinite number of bounces travels a finite, measurable distance. Wild, right?
Now, this is a fantastic brain teaser, for sure, but it is so much more than that. This pattern of growth and decay, it isn't just trapped in textbooks. It's a fundamental process that describes how our world actually works.
Think about it. In finance, this is the engine that drives compound interest. In medicine, it's used to model how the concentration of a drug in your bloodstream decreases over time. And in physics, it perfectly describes the process of radioactive decay. It's everywhere.
Let's just take compound interest. It is a perfect, real-world example. Each year, the interest you earn is calculated on the new, bigger total. In effect, your balance is being multiplied by a common ratio, in this case, 1.05, creating a geometric sequence of your growing wealth. Okay, but wait, there is a huge catch. Before you run off and start using that super simple infinity formula for everything, there is one rule you absolutely, positively have to remember. If you forget this, you're going to get the wrong answer every single time.
Here it is. This is probably the most common mistake people make. When we use that simple formula, a divided by 1 minus r, we are making one massive assumption, that the series converges. And remember, that is only true if the absolute value of your ratio r is less than 1.
So really, an infinite series has two possible destinies. On the left, you see a convergent series, where the ratio is 1/2. The terms shrink, and the total sum gets closer and closer to a finite number, in this case 2. But on the right, the ratio is 2. The terms get bigger and bigger, and the sum just explodes towards infinity. We call that a divergent series, and it doesn't have a sum.
And just to leave you with one final mind-bending thought. What if I told you that even some of those divergent series, the ones that just shoot off to infinity, can actually be assigned a meaningful value? It's true. Mathematicians and physicists have found these remarkable ways to do just that, opening up whole new worlds of understanding numbers and even the universe itself. But that is a puzzle for another explainer.